Hey there, welcome to LSAT Demon Daily. I'm Ben Olson, that's Nathan Fox. We're the founders of LSATdemon.com and our weekly podcast, Thinking LSAT. Today, we're going to try to address some common questions, or at least one common question that we hear all the time. How difficult is the LSAT?
The answer is the LSAT is easy. We just wrote a book about it. But for new students who are just starting out and they ask how difficult the LSAT is, I might start by talking about what the LSAT tests.
Mm-hmm.
It tests logical reasoning and reading comprehension. It's largely a test of how well you can carefully read.
Yep. That's
You want to
fundamentally...
say more about that?
No, that's fundamentally the test. Can you slow down, understand exactly what was said on the page, and then answer a question about that based on your understanding of that text?
It's scored on a 120 to 180 scale, and it's basically 3 scored sections of 25 to 28 questions per section. But you can score well into the 90th percentile and even the 95th percentile without finishing any of the sections. So one reason why people think the LSAT is so hard is that they start doing it and they realize, I don't have time to finish these sections.
Yep.
So then they think, oh my God, it's so hard and stressful. I got to hurry. They race through it. They don't understand what they're reading. I told you up top, they are explicitly testing whether you comprehend what you read.
Yeah.
So you go fast in an effort to try to finish every question in every section. You don't really understand what you read. That's how you score 15 out of 25 on your questions attempted. You're understanding really very little at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And your progress is going to be capped because you're just not actually doing it. You think you're doing it, but really you're just skimming the surface and not really going in and solving the questions.
Yeah, it basically boils down to, do you think that the primary factor for your success on the LSAT is finishing or understanding? And if you think at all that it's finishing, even in the slightest, then you're going to compromise your understanding and you're actually going to be hurting the most important key to your success, and that is understanding the text.
Yeah, you're going to make it feel stressful. Like you're going to make it hard for yourself. If you do too many questions, you're just going to choke on it. It's like not chewing your food before you swallow. You just keep jamming more in your mouth. Well, then, okay, next thing you know, you're dead.
Yep.
And instead, you have to slow down, chew carefully. You'll realize that you're going to get through enough of it to get paid plenty. So people burn out because they just, freak out on not actually understanding what they read. How would you recommend people improve? Like what sort of study approach here? What do we recommend if you're just hearing this for the first time? How do we get better at the LSAT?
The thing you can do right now is not worry about your study schedule, timelines, when are you going to law school, anything like that. The only thing you need to worry about is doing a question and trying your best to understand it. If you get it wrong, that's no problem. Then take the time to try to figure out why you got it wrong, what was wrong with your understanding of the text, what was wrong with your understanding of the question or the answer that you chose. Just focus on that question. If you can get your mind wrapped around that one question today, then you have permission to go to the next question. But that is the fastest way to improve. And ironically, it's so much easier than these study schedules, trying to fit in a certain number of questions every day, trying to take a full, people who take like full tests every other day. And it's just like, no, get really good at one question right now.
Yeah. Well, they think they're learning something, but all they're really doing is like a random number generator, right? They just do a full test. Oh, I got a 150. They do another full test. Oh, I got a 152. I'm improving.
Yeah.
They do another full test. Oh, I got a 148. Oh, the sky's falling.
Oh
I'm getting
my gosh,
worse now.
what am I doing wrong? Yeah, but
and meanwhile, it's like, dude, you missed like 20 questions that you attempted on that first practice test you did. Have you learned from those? Because it took 2 mistakes to miss any one of those questions. You picked a wrong answer. It's wrong. You picked it. And you failed to pick the right answer, which is right. And it's sitting there on the page in front of you and you didn't pick it. So you made 2 mistakes to miss that question. Yeah. And people who do too many practice tests just never even learn from those mistakes at all. It's just on and on and on with like, really just pulling a lever on the slot machine and just hoping for a different number to come out. And we would vastly prefer that you just learn the maximum, read written explanations, watch videos. If you're an LSAT Demon student, and by the way, you can try all this for free at lsatdemon.com. Get yourself a free account and try. Do one question and just learn the max from it. There's so many different ways, including you can use our ask button to ask our team of tutors for help.
Great.
Maybe last item that we could touch here is, should people study for the LSAT in person or online? What do you think?
Well, my strong preference is that people go online. Both of us have done in-person classes and tutoring for years.
For years and years, yes.
And we had people come into our classes. They would commute. They would then sit there for 3 hours. We would go over questions. There would be people talking, leaving to go to the bathroom. Nowadays, it's like hop in Zoom for 30 minutes to 2 hours, depending on your availability. Get the help you need, leave multiple times a week, which is way better than meeting once or twice a week at night when you're tired. It's just, yeah.
And scores have skyrocketed since we moved totally online, right?
Yep.
I mean, we're obviously biased here because we are online LSAT prep guys.
Yep.
But just because we're biased doesn't mean we're wrong. Like, you can be biased for a reason. The reason why, COVID ended and neither Ben nor I went back to the live classroom is because our student success went through the roof since we started teaching online. I remember very distinctly having 3-hour classes that had probably 2 hours worth of actual class in them because of everybody finding their seat. Then you got to take a break. Everybody's got to go to the bathroom.
Somebody starts
People got to
eating
go to the
food.
Starbucks across the street. You're just distracted for a million reasons. And instead now you've got, a classroom where there's no bad seat, an ongoing chat window where people can share resources, answer each other's questions ongoing during the class without interrupting the flow, without distracting me at all. A very convenient raise hand feature so that people queue up so that I can call on them in the order that they wanted to be called on. And I could go on and on, right? People are able to care for their kid or their pets at the same time. People are able to dip into 45 minutes of a class while they're on their lunch break from work. And you just can't do that in a live in-person setting. So whenever people ask for live in-person these days, I just say, yeah, we intentionally don't offer that anymore because it's worse.
Yeah.
Anything more about the LSAT and how easy it actually is?
No. If you're still not sure, just get our book. The LSAT is Easy. It's on Amazon.
It's on Amazon for $6.27. You could also get yourself a free LSAT Demon account where we have a wealth of free resources. I mean, people really don't take enough advantage of that. You can drill, you can read written explanations, you can watch video explanations, you can use the ask button. You can do full timed sections or even full tests. And you'll get invited to tons of live class offerings. So lots of help available at lsatdemon.com for free if you want to start to see how easy the LSAT actually is.
Email daily at lsatdemon.com if you'd like to ask us a question or share some LSAT or law school admissions news. Thanks for listening.